the third floor of San Isidro Provincial High. This story was told quietly among teachers in San Isidro Provincial High School, a public school located in a rural province surrounded by rice fields and old acacia trees. It was never written in any report, but everyone who worked there knew one rule: never stay on the third floor after 6 p.m. The school was all built in the early 1960s, during construction. Villagers said a young female teacher disappeared. Her body was never found. Some believed she ran away. Others whispered she was buried when part of the third floor foundation collapsed and was quickly covered to avoid scandal. Nothing strange happened for years, until night classes were introduced. In 2017, a new English teacher named Ms. Clara Reyes was assigned to the school. She was dedicated, often staying late to prepare lessons. One evening, she stayed past sunset, alone on the third floor. Às exact 6:10 depois do meio-dia, she heard the sound of chalk scratching against a blackboard. She assumed another teacher was there. "Hello?" she called out. No answer. The hallway lights flickered. The scratching continued slow, deliberate, like someone writing a sentence again and again. She followed the sound to room 302. The door was slightly open. Inside, the room was empty. But on the blackboard, written repeatedly in uneven handwriting, were the words, "This is my class." Suddenly, the chalk dropped on its own. Ms. Reyes ran. The next day, she requested an immediate transfer. She never explained why. Months later, a group of senior students stayed late to finish a project. The guard, Mang Ernesto, warned them to leave before 6 p.m. They laughed it off. One student went to the restroom near the third floor stairwell. While washing his hands, he saw a woman in the mirror, behind him wearing an old-fashioned teacher's uniform, her hair tied neatly. When he turned around, no one was there. But in the mirror, the woman was still standing. Her mouth slowly opened, and blood poured out instead of words. The boy screamed. When his friends rushed in, they found him collapsed on the floor, shaking and crying, repeating one sentence. She said, "I took her chair." After that incident, the third floor was officially closed after 5:30 p.m. But the most terrifying event happened during a storm in 2019. A strong typhoon flooded parts of the province. The school was used as an evacuation center. Due to lack of space, several families were placed on the third floor. At midnight, people began hearing footsteps slow, heavy, pacing back and forth. A child pointed down the hallway and said, "Why is the teacher walking without feet?" Parents claimed they heard a woman crying, saying, "I stayed. Why didn't you?" At 3 a.m., all the lights on the third floor turned on by themselves. Screams followed when authorities arrived. They found black, muddy footprints leading to room 302. The footprints stopped in front of the blackboard. Written again, this time deeper, carved into the wood were the words, "Class is not dismissed." After the typhoon, the third floor was permanently sealed. Old teachers still say that on quiet afternoons, when the wind is just right, you can hear chalk scratching from above, even though no one has been allowed up there for years. And if you ever pass by San Isidro Provincial High School at dusk, remember this. When the bell rings and no one pulls the rope, don't look up, because some teachers never left their classroom.